So kind of related to the Hillary Putnam twin Earth thing. Um, is Saul Kripke's A Puzzle About Belief? And again, I'm just going to be reading this off the Wikipedia page. A Puzzle About Belief. This is the Wikipedia page for Saul Kripke, the section A Puzzle About Belief. Kripke's main propositions about proper names in naming and necessity are that the meaning of a name simply is the object it refers to, and that a name's reference is determined by a causal link between some sort of baptism, whatever the fuck that means, and the utterance of the name. Nevertheless, he acknowledges the possibility that propositions containing names may have some additional semantic properties that could explain why two names referring to the same person may give different truth values in propositions about beliefs. For example, Lois Lane believes that Superman can fly, but she does not believe that Clark Kent can fly. This can be accounted for if the names Superman and Clark Kent, though referring to the same person, have distinct semantic properties. But in this article, A Puzzle About Belief, circa 1988, Kripke seems to oppose even this possibility. His argument can be reconstructed as follows. The idea that two names referring to the same object may have different semantic properties is supposed to explain that co-referring names behave differently in propositions about beliefs, as in Lois Lane's case. But the same phenomenon occurs even with co-referring names that obviously have the same semantic properties. Kripke invites us to imagine a French monolingual boy, Pierre, who believes that Londres c'est joli, London is beautiful. Pierre moves to London without realizing that London is Londres. He then learns English the same way a child would learn the language. Okay, that is not by translating words from French to English. Because nobody in London is going to be like, oh, this kid only speaks French. I speak some French, let's help him out. Pierre learns the name London from the unattractive part of the city in which he lives, and so comes to believe that London is not beautiful. If Kripke's account is correct, Pierre now believes that Londres is joli and London is not beautiful. This cannot be explained by co-referring names having different semantic properties. According to Kripke, this demonstrates that attributing additional semantic properties to names does not explain what it is intended to. What? So, Pierre only thinks that Londres est joli because somebody fucking told him that when he was a kid. And he believes that London is not beautiful because he actually experienced it. Right? So the source of this information, on one hand, is completely different. Right? So one of these beliefs is a better belief than the other one. He's actually been in London and seen that it's kind of stupid that motorcycles are sort of prohibited on the premise that we can clean up the air, but giant lorries are pretty much unregulated. Shit like that. He doesn't know that these things co-refer. So allegedly they don't co-refer? But that's the same as Lois Lane not knowing that Superman and Clark Kent co-refer. So they co-refer. And he's saying that this phenomenon occurs with co-referring names that obviously have the same semantic properties, but they don't. In this case, they don't have the same semantic properties at all. the meaning of Londres to Pierre is utterly different than the meaning of London to Pierre at the end of the story. He doesn't believe that they're the same thing. That's a difference in semantics. He doesn't believe that they're the same thing. He doesn't know that they're the same thing, right? Also, one of them is direct experience. The other one is secondhand allegations. It's a different type of knowledge. So they have fundamentally different semantic properties because of that. I don't understand how Saul Kripke can say this and be like, yeah, they have the same semantic properties. Because you're referring to London in both cases? This is like the Twin Earth thing, where, well, we can't tell the difference between Earth water and Twin Earth water, but they are different magically somehow, even though we can't tell the difference. Therefore, the semantic content is completely different. No. What? If you can't tell the difference, then it's the same. And here, if you have no idea that these names are supposed to refer to the same thing, then they're different. Who pays you to do this? Who pays you to think about these things and write down the shit that you say, that you come up with? This is garbage. What? I don't understand.